It's another edition of Checking In with Hein and Johnny, where the hosts bring in mystery topics that neither host knows anything about until the mics go hot and on the air. We are the show that keeps the host from talking about the weather and World War II 24 hours a day. Hey, Heine, man, what's on your mind?
What's happening, Johnny?
Well, it is delightful and it is springtime, so I'm not going to complain at all. It's a lovely time of year.
How are your gators?
The gator boys, our little scrappy gator boys, have completely pooped the bed and are now out of the Sweet 16.
So who's in the bracket? Who are the big favored to win?
The favorite to win, in my mind, North Carolina this year is long gone, but it's Duke, who's always good. Duke and Arizona, I would say those are the big boys. Those will be the ones that will be left standing. So if you like basketball, you have watched Duke win tons of times. They have a superstar son of an NBA player, so he's fantastic.
Is it Michael Jordan?
It is not Michael Jordan Jr. It is not Michael Jordan Jr., but it's a.
What would you guess again?
No, well, you can. I mean, that's part of the fun of the pod, is aimlessly.
Curly Neal.
It is Mr. Bozeman. Yeah, and he's fantastic. He's like his dad. He's better than his dad, so he's great. He is fantastic.
Excellent. Kudos to him.
Yeah, and it's fun for Duke to constantly win all the time. They are perennial winners, but of course our scrappy running Utes did not play well enough, and neither did the Gator boys. Darn it!
Were the Utes ever in it?
No, they
didn't invite it. So why did you bring them up?
Well, we both have an interest in the running Utes. We both follow them carefully, so we will have to wait for football season to get excited about the red and white again.
So what model of Lambo do you think that Bozeman will get?
Because the NIL is very different now in college. It's been different for a couple of years. The college players get paid now. So they already have at Lambos. The superstars have two super high, fantastic Lambos. Around the practice facilities now, it's nothing but Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and it makes
at some point
mad.
All their money goes to child support.
Definitely will. Maybe this is the year that the trouble starts, but they will use up money on taxes for automobiles. And what's the most luxurious car that you don't own, but you would if there was endless money? What's the most fantastic car?
Probably the Cadillac Escalade.
I said money is no object, not that you're going to be the governor of Utah. The Escalade.
That's well. What more do you want? What? I mean, a Mercedes. I don't know. Maybe. Is it
a Maybach?
Rolls Royce? No.
Yeah,
I don't want something that's just silly. I want a normal vehicle that I can ride around in comfort.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I was going to say that Shelby Mustang. That would be mine, but that would not be comfortable for sure.
Well, that's not luxury, right? I want to be maybe a van with a ramp
that holds my scooter, my ambulatory. Allison and I have been looking at the ECV options now that our knees are going out. So we want to find one that you can just hoist around and have fun with, and cruise down the sidewalk to get our eggs. and then
Yeah.
and once in a while that we could race each other because old people racing in them is just it's a great visual. A
Yes.
great visual. Have you driven one of the fast ECVs in your life?
What's an EC?
Well, that is an electric mobility vehicle. It's what folks like me ride around Disneyland on and
Okay, so
smash
it's
into.
not an EV. No, I have not driven an ECV.
Neither have I, but I am dying to get one of the fast ones. I've been on the little putt-putt ones, but that's nothing. I mean, who cares about that? But boy, the ones that, you can leave a little dust in the air, that would be my action. So, yeah,
So
so
I'm working hard to walk everywhere I go. I dream of jogging. I dream of
that's
jogging.
that's the dream in many people's hearts. Yeah, we know that if you stop walking, we've been warned, if you stop walking, you will be pooping in a chair and a bed that has a funnel before
Spe-
long.
and speaking of that, is March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So get your colonoscopies done this month. This is a awareness month. We're starting to become like the health hub for the elderly.
And you know what I learned this week was that running marathons is not good for your colon.
Really? What does it do?
Really.
Does it make the colon fall out and roll
No, but
around?
if you notice, and I never have, this was brought to my attention on a news program. Frequently, people who are running marathons right at the end, it's across the finish line.
They do that. No, I knew that.
And that's because your colon is begging for mercy and just says, it's time to evacuate.
I give up, I surrender. Please. I
That
thought you
was
were
just one of the many reasons I never ran a marathon, and actually probably slowed down a little bit whenever I was doing something like that to make sure I didn't explode.
I can tell you from many, many experiences out jogging in my youth that when the pipes get jostled, it helps excite the senses of the plumbing.
And maybe
Yeah,
it's time to just jog on into the restroom and make a pit stop.
that's right.
I mean, business idea. I wonder if Depends has come up with a breathable fabric for running in marathons.
It wicks the poop away from the skin once you've. No, marathoners just wear like the thinnest, the microscopically thin shorts because it's a lot of miles.
And
They
then
don't want it.
just stop by the side of the road and shake a leg.
Yeah, they just let it fall. They don't even stop. They just let it run down into the shoes. Yeah, they don't even. It's not a has it happened to you if you run marathons. It's how many times has it
Or
happened to you?
when, yeah.
Yes.
Well,
So have you
enough
been
about
careful?
what have I
Have
been?
you been careful with your colonoscopy? Have you been checking your colorectal cancerous polyps?
Yeah, yeah.
Good for you.
I'm on top of it.
Or through the bottom, as it were, more accurately.
I'm on a first name basis with my scoping team.
Well, nice. That's why it's this month. Is it
You?
March or is it April that is
It's
colorectal?
March. It's March.
So we got in right
Yeah,
under.
just we'll announce this when it's too late. too
I
late
like
to
that.
buy the festive decorated donuts and wear the ribbon campaign.
I thought you actually said the festively painted gonads that we would. I'm like, no,
Different month.
that's a different month. That's April's Health Awareness Month. So how would you rate your pancakes? You made some pancakes last week. Of the best, number 10, if they're 10, are your pancakes ranked anywhere near the best pancakes you've ever had?
Say mine are a 7.
That's very honest. I appreciate your honesty.
The
Yeah,
kids love them, but they don't have the depth of pancake eating that I do. They
yeah.
don't
Now,
have a
do
good
you
history, they're just comparing them to
other pancakes, frozen ones? What their personal taste is whatever you make, but do you like thick, chunky, full pancakes, or do you like thin pancakes that slide down the gullet smoothly?
I don't somewhere in the middle there, because on the one end of the spectrum is a biscuit, and on the other end of the spectrum is a crepe.
Yeah, as you could probably guess, because I'm very French in most all of my opinions, I like the thinner ones. I love a good thin pancake. The chunky thick ones, I'm not into the have one
Yeah.
pancake and fill you up.
Yeah, it's gotta be, absorbing a lot of syrup.
Too much. And
No, well, I
biscuits,
like
did you
that,
do
but
you
it absorbs it too much.
yeah, you get a little too have you ever enjoyed biscuits and gravy, a southern treat?
Enjoyed. Well, I'm usually served it at the buffet in the La Quinta,
Yeah.
and I don't
I
know if
don't like
that's really the best one.
Yeah,
How
I
about
don't care.
grits?
No, no.
Grits.
It's too
No?
thick. I mean, I don't like that much gravy on anything, and I don't like much biscuit. My gosh, I see a whole plate of them. I have 6. I see people eating 6 of them, and it's just piled with white gravy. I don't understand the appeal at all. One thing I do completely love is shrimp and grits. Once I had those, my eyes were open.
Add a little green chili to that, put some heat
Delicious,
on it.
delicious. Uh,
For
I
me,
don't
what yeah, what? You
well,
what?
for you needed to add some green chili to enjoy it.
Yes, you, the grits.
Shrimp and grit, well, it literally is one of my favorite foods, which I had never even didn't know existed until I was very old. So once I tasted them, absolutely one of my favorite foods.
Succotash, any craving for
I
succotash?
don't eat it very much, but boy, it's tasty. I like the crispness of it. I love the crisp. Many things that are crispy are quite delicious. Do you make this kind of thing? Have you ever made grits?
No.
No.
I
I
mean,
have made grits. Yeah, I've made grits and yeah, I've done that. It's delish. We've been making more stuff at that. When we're camping quite a bit. So we have been cooking and trying new fancy stuff more often, which I wouldn't say that dominated our lives 40 years before.
have you ever kissed my grits?
That is a callback.
Mel and Flo and whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I did
well,
not
you should
I didn't watch that show very often, but Three's Company, that when I was little. Did you watch Three's Company and see
yes,
yeah,
yes,
I guaranteed. Yeah.
yes, and Flo and Mel, what was that show? I can't even come up
Hal's
with the name.
Diner or something like that?
Ellis.
Thank
Ellis.
Alice, that's what it was. I did not watch that one very I knew the catchphrase, and she was a very funny actress, but I did not watch
They
that
wrote a
one.
wrote a song about it that, "Go ask Alice when
I
she" was that about that?
That that may have been acid. That may have been acid that they were talking about rather
Oh,
than
yeah, it was a little before.
it was a little before. It was. Have you ever had to fix or repair or spent time on a tank?
Like a military vehicle?
Now I'm fascinated to find out what other types of tanks you've been on.
On a tank?
I've never
I'd
been on
say,
anything like that. But you just went, well, which type? Which there are 5 tanks that I've been on. Are you specifically
I
talking
mean,
about a military?
a storage silo? Those sometimes get called tanks.
You are a thinker. That's why. You've been on lots of storage silos,
But
obviously.
yeah, have I ever tuned up my 5 radial engined Sherman tank? No. With 5
Okay.
distributors and how they ever made those run, I don't even know.
It's from a grace of God that they ran in the troubled time. So if you bring up an interesting thing that I would like to know about. You've been in the tanks very often. You have used unusual spots where you've had to install and repair conveyors. What's the craziest spot that you have had to go for work?
Well, fixing a conveyor at the medical waste facility is an experience you'll never forget.
It's awesome.
No, it's not.
So do you suit up or does it matter? They just don't care if you die.
They say, yeah, that's it.
They just, it's broken. Get
It's,
in
they,
there.
they say beyond this point, it's all been treated. But when the needles and the little vials of blood fall out, you're like,
Ooh, that's a great one, Henry. That's disgusting.
it's hard
Yes.
to find the people who work the turnover at those places is just high.
Yeah, because you'd be you'd be freaked out on a daily basis.
Yeah, and you get the job, and then you say, you know, putting the whipped cream on the coffee really wasn't that bad of a job.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to make a fancy leaf and a heart inside the coffee.
Ready, it's ready, Fred. On jam.
Brenda, this is yours. Have you ever worked at a coffee establishment?
No, we've tried to get in the places that bake the beans. No, the
Yeah.
proper word is roast.
Roast 'em.
Roast.
Yeah,
Have
it's
you? Have you? You never have you?
no, but, for sure in a restaurant. I worked in lots of restaurants as a youth.
I have a nephew who was a barista and took it pretty seriously, and
Interesting,
to
and
where,
yeah.
he was, "This is the kind of coffee that you want," and it's apparently, if you drink, like, dark roast coffee, you're pretty much an ignorant bore, which that's me. Like, just fry it, make it
Just
black, and they are into the subtle aromas and fragrances that come off the delicately roasted Arabica beans, and then put your little heart-shaped thing or flower in the top of the coffee, and
and then you're not a nooge, you're not a coffee nerd by just having a black swill,
no,
and
you're someone who doesn't really like coffee.
you just have it. And did you ever go for the fancy Arabica beans? I mean, was there a
I've done
phase?
it. I've experienced it and noticed the difference and had the Israeli stuff that has got a lot of junk in the bottom of it, and yeah, hey, I'm a person that appreciates all,
As
but celebrates some.
I have learned that you have a je ne sais quoi, try anything attitude,
Fun.
which I appreciate. That I appreciate. You are an excellent skier. You and Chris enjoy the winter sports. Did you ever do those very, very dangerous jumps? Did you ever participate in a dangerous jump?
Yes. Well, it's only dangerous if you're going really fast. If you get to kind of the jump and your ski tips go up and then you tip over. One time we went skiing in Red River, New Mexico, and there were like mud puddles off to the side of the ski slope because there was no snow.
Yeah.
So all that was open and really like skiable was the terrain part. And as an elderly skier, I thought this could be the end of it all.
Yeah.
But I went on this terrain park and did better than I thought I would. Hopped
Oh,
up on the little, they're not the rails, but they're the things that are maybe a foot wide and you slide on for 20 feet and then hop off at the end.
look at you.
I survived it. We went on the the big dangerous jumps, and I probably flew more than I ever did in my life and
That's awesome.
survived. I didn't get hurt, and I was too old to be doing it. I should have, I
That's
mean, if I
great,
was
though.
I should have been a younger guy.
Yeah, but that's, you know, that's like getting out of the comfort zone.
It was, and it was memorable. And I said, if I had this much guts when I was a little kid,
You'd be dead.
maybe I would have been somebody.
I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender.
If I could go back to 82.
Man alive, have you seen, speaking of exciting adventures, have you seen the latest blockbuster movie with Ryan Congestibles named Hail Mary? Have you seen that yet? It's a huge hit.
Tell me more.
We talked about it on the pod. It has now done 100 million. It's fantastic. People love how realistic it is. He's a science teacher that's kind of, lost his verve and goes up. It's killing it. So if you have a chance to see any movie in IMAX, this is the one because they've been raving about how old school it is. Most of the props are puppets and things that are built instead of just drawn it.
CGI and all.
Yeah, just put it all up on a green screen. They built all the stuff that he handles and flies around in. So it is, it's an old school type of feel and absolutely gotta go. It's fun and he makes you worry and his friend that he finds makes you cry. It makes you cry. You love the friend so much that he meets.
Where?
Yeah. So Hail Mary, if you haven't seen it, it's been out for a month now, but it's a feel-good hit that's got lots of wit.
I will no doubt see it after I finish the Pluribus series.
Oh, well, then you'll see it in 2028.
Yeah, possibly that soon.
Pluribus has that a little bit of that same feel.
Pluribus has a lot of the feel of a movie I saw a long time ago. It has the Albuquerque stuff, but it also has that Night of the Living Dead thing going. There was that, there was the Omega Man, there was The Walking Dead. It's like now there's Pluribus.
Yeah. What's the one with Donald Sutherland where the plants grow into their neck in the evening and then they come and then they're plant people? It's kind of got that groove. And they redid that one a couple of times.
How many times will the zombie thing, everybody, you're the last person alive on Earth, be done?
I'll do that quite a bit. I'll do that a lot. We are at the end of the quarter, so we need to decide if any of our New Year's resolutions were effective a full 3 months in. So did we keep any of our New Year's resolutions?
Did you write them down?
No, no. All I did was talk to you about them on the pod.
Well, what were
And
they? What were they?
the only one that I remember is that I was going to eat pasta every day for 365 days this year. And I have
Before
failed.
bedtime? Oh,
Not have I not eaten the other one was to bathe at least once a month. Failed again.
kept that one.
No, that's a good one. Well, I don't know that that was yours. I have to admit that that's a problem for me. And one thing's great about camping, no one cares if you stink because all you have to do is light a fire to cook your food and then no one notices.
And then you just put another layer of smoke on.
Smoked, I mean, you can smoke stuff and you don't notice the flavor and you don't notice the scent of the person if they've been smoked.
Smoked Heine. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you spent a lot of time in Louisiana having gumbo or red beans and rice?
I've tried.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, you go down,
what do you mean by
go
tried?
down to Nolans. Well,
Yeah. So you
been to it. I've been to New Orleans probably 3 times and then Baton Rouge a couple
and do the scary haunted tours ever interest you? Do you like looking for the supernatural for $49 with a bunch of other people from
Sure.
Omaha?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mostly witness those tours going on from afar.
Yeah, you see, or they're going on every hour.
And everywhere, there's a haunted with the spirits and phantasms running around town, it's like, where can you go?
Yeah, they're in every single city. Every single city that has enough population to support idiots
Yeah,
paying for that.
it's our haunted football stadium. It's busy during the day, but at night,
At night,
ooh,
you can feel the presence of the spook.
cool breeze down the back of your neck when you leave the restroom.
That's it. You can feel the tingling fingers as you flush the toilet. What was the weirdest urinal you've ever been in?
My favorite one was at Chope's Diner in a bar outside of La Mesa, New Mexico, and you just went in the restroom and peed on the floor, preferably aimed towards the drain.
So there was just a drain in the floor.
Yeah, and if you'd had a few too many, it didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
You
Because you can go.
didn't have to really control that fire hose when you let loose.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah, but I mean, what is more crazy than that?
No, there is none. Yeah.
In an official facility. I'm sure they probably had to put one in or something. I
Yeah.
haven't been there in a number of years.
I am gonna say this has come up once or twice in my mind, but the water saving urinals stink about as much as the one you just talked about. When they're not using water and I walk into a flush-free urinal bathroom, I can smell how water-free it is
Well,
immediately.
so what's your craziest urinal? I mean,
It was coincidentally what popped into my mind was it was at a stadium, so it was just a trough where you could see everyone's junk. So
yeah.
you walked in and it was in the middle and it was a trough, but I thought, this is the least comfortable place to as you can imagine, junk is not normally on display. I would
Well,
love
yeah, whenever I go to one of those, I use both hands just to keep it under control.
when you say keep it under control, it's because It's a solid 13 inches and you have to keep it from hitting the neighbors. That's probably what you mean. I have to use two hands to hidden somewhere in my abdomen. Life has not been good to the thunder down under. Oh, elderly folks do not experience the thunder down under like young folks.
Yes, yes. Well, enough said about that.
July will be careful with your junk testicular cancer awareness month.
Yes.
So, one last thing. Did you and Chris ever renew your vows at any time?
Every morning.
Each morning, a priest walks in and says, Father, Holy Ghost, you're married.
Let me just go on the record saying how wonderful and hardworking and kind and
Check.
wonderful my wife is. And she exhibits, her leadership qualities are second to none.
She's lovely and effervescent and a great support and a helpmeet. And is she still in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I understand that.
Keep going.
Allison and I concur that your choice of a partner throughout your sojourn on this mortal coil was tip-top, top shelf, my friend.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you are saying that your love flows so freely that you renew it every morning, but you never
I never went to Las Vegas and had Trent Carlini redo it for us.
Yeah, nor have we. We did not find any reason. I'm not saying that people who do that are idiots and morons, but my guess is the folks that do that tend to be divorced sooner rather than later. I don't know why that pops in my mind, but it's a little bit like, once you know you need glasses, you keep up with the prescription. You just need it the once. You need glasses, that I need glasses, and that's from that.
I mean,
Folks that
typically, I would say, if you're afraid to kick her around a little bit and you're just worship the ground she works on, she is going to get bored of you. She's going to get tired of your butt kissing.
your advice is trying not to be that needy.
Yeah, there has to be a little bit of bad boy in you. Come on.
There's lots of bad boy in you, Hein, man.
No,
That's what attracts the ladies. They like
it's
the rebels.
it's like driving a race car. You gotta keep it on the track. I mean, if you're just bellowing off into the fence all the time, you're out of action. You gotta just hang on the edge of the track. Tires screaming, but at the last second, you save it. You save it.
That's the gal for you. That's the man. Ooh, that's the attract.
The man I wanna be.
You're rebel without a cause.
Okey doke.
I cannot
Let
be
it roll.
trusted on my opinion. Go make those pancakes. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Checking In with Hein and Johnny. You can follow all things Hein and Johnny by subscribing to Checking In with Hein and Johnny anywhere you listen to podcasts. Checking In with Hein and Johnny is sponsored by Conveyors and Equipment. They supply, design, and service all types of conveyors, belting, and material handling equipment since 1972. With 3 locations to serve you, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, and El Paso, find them on the web at conveyequip.com. That's ConveyeEquuip.com.